Right, yo, welcome. We have Thomas Turgoose, our good friend. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good, mate. Good to see you all.
Ah, nice one.
Hello, Tommo.
You too, man.
You're right.
Nice to all be together sober, innit?
Makes a change.
I've got myself a 0% Heineken.
Oh, you want a 0%? How is it?
I felt it's all right. It's one of the better ones I've had, but I was thinking.
What are you doing? Are you doing dry January?
Nah, mate. Just kind of
definitely not.
Just kind of keep up with the pace, really.
Oh, fair play, mate. Fair play.
So it's nice to have something in your hand when you're having a bit crack, as if you're having a beer,
Yeah. I'm not a fan, really, to be honest. I don't really enjoy the taste of alcohol, like the taste of boot. I only really drink to get pissed, really. I don't really.
Yeah, means to an end.
I don't see the point in non-alcoholic beer. There's no point.
It just tastes like beer.
For a cuddle.
It is, isn't it? That's what I'm saying.
Scratches an itch on a Tuesday night, you know what I mean? One of them. Something fizzy. Something to hold, like Pete says.
It does help people, doesn't it? So fair enough.
Nice one, man.
Right, we'll get into it then. So we'd like to go back to the very beginning, Tommo. So tell us a bit about yourself, growing up, and how you ended up working with Shane Meadows on This Is England.
God, it's going back some years now. I think it's been 15 years since the release of the film. 15 years since we made it. God, life was strange. I was brought up on sort of a rougher estate in Grimsby. I lived with my mum and my eldest brother, Carl. And we was just sort of, me and my eldest brother, we was just up to no good a lot of the time. We was just sort of knocking around, getting in mischief with the police, and just sort of, because mainly just boredom. That's what it was. So we was just sort of like, just sort of getting up to the wrong things and doing the wrong shit and things that a lot of kids around here, did and still do now. So,
you're still in Grimsby, aren't you?
Yeah, still in Grimsby. Yeah, I live just in Charlotte now. So, but I got put into this this youth centre called the Space Project. And basically what it was is I'd go there for 2 or 3 days a week, and I'd go to school for 2 or 3 days a week, or I was supposed to go to school for 2 or 3 days a week, which I never really bothered doing. So I spent a lot of my time at this youth centre, at the Space Project, because the people who work there, I mean, I still speak to them today, and because they did so much for me and my family when we was growing up as kids. They just supported us through thick and thin, really. And I walked around the corner one day and saw this massive group of people outside, and I never knew what was going on. There was no flyers going around the town saying that there was casting for this film. So I walked around the corner, and I saw this massive group of people, and I thought, fucking hell, there must be a fight going on here or something. I didn't know what was happening. So I went running over to the crowd of people, and then that's where I met Des Hamilton, who's now become one of the most respected casting directors in the industry, and he's still a very good friend of mine. And he asked me if I wanted to audition for a film, and straight away I was like, I'm just Tommo from Grimsby. I'm never going to be put in a film. So I charged him for that audition. I said, I'll do the audition if you give me a $5. And I was the only kid there in Grimsby, if not in the whole country, that demanded money for the audition. So I got my $5, and the audition's available on YouTube, actually.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, so you can watch it on YouTube. It's really funny.
That's brilliant.
If it hasn't got a copyright on it, I might clip it in.
Picture.
Yeah, on YouTube. It must be. It should be all right. So I got my $5, did my audition, and then they asked me then if I'd. They got my mum's mobile number, and they said if we need to get in touch with Tommo, can we get in touch? So Des Hamilton then rang my mum and said, Shane Meadows, who's the director and writer of This Is England, they said, will Tommo come in and do meet Shane and do another interview? And I said, yeah, I'll do it, but I want a tenner this time. And then so on and so on. And I think that's just what Shane and the producers and everyone else admired and it's always the advice that I give to people even now, 15 years later, is always be yourself. Never be anyone who you're not. Don't go in the room and try and impress people with with a different bravado or whatever. And it's just, it's worked for me so far. I've gotten so far. I've managed to secure a good wife and a good career out of it. So, it's just amazing that so many years later, I'm so lucky to call it my job.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. What a story.
No, it's a brilliant story.
I mean,
Aye.
moving on to the next one. I was just going to ask you, how has it impacted your life up to now? Has it opened up doors for you? Is it extra
So
work?
many.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't for that, you know, we all wouldn't know each other. We wouldn't be
Yeah,
the
of
friends
course,
we are. It just in every aspect, and I do often sit and think, what would I be doing now if I didn't meet Shane that day? And you know, I probably would have been all right, because I moved in with my dad when I was 14, and he was very sort of. He's been a hard-working, honest guy all of his life, so he would have pushed us into a right career path.
Yeah.
As he has done with all of my brothers. You know, I've got 3 brothers, so and you know, we're all married. We've all got driving licenses, and I tell you, when my second eldest, he was the last brother to pass his driving test. So we're all married. You know, we've all got our driving licenses. And, you know, some have got kids, some haven't.
Matt, is it Matt? Is it who was the last to pass?
Sorry?
That wasn't Matt, was it?
No, it was Jamie. Jamie was the
Okay.
last one to pass. But my dad said, now you're all married and you've all got your driving license. He said, my job's done now. So I think with my dad, I think I would have had a good life anyway. But you know, totally different to the life that I've got now. But yeah, man, I couldn't imagine doing anything else. I just love what I do so much.
Yeah.
And I'm so appreciative of the opportunities that I've been given, and which is why I'd never ever, you know, some people say to me all the time, oh, do you not get fed up with people coming up to you in the streets, or when you're having food, people taking photos? And I go, do you know what? At the end of the day, without them people asking me for photos, I wouldn't be doing what I do. So
Yeah.
And if I ever told them, and I would never dream of saying no to anyone, no matter what the situation being, because my dad always said to me, interesting to me. He said, I think we was at the football, and I got speaking to somebody, and I was talking to him for 15, 20 minutes. And my dad said to me, he's sat there and he's watched the film of This Is England and all 3 series. What's that? 9 hours worth? He said, what's 20 minutes out of your day? If he's giving you 9 hours, you can give him 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll always remember that. Yeah, I'll always remember that. So, I mean, without the people watching it, I wouldn't be there talking to them. So yeah, it's interesting, really.
Quality, man. I mean, I'll always remember when you came and DJ'd for us in North Shields at the Maggie Bank, a little sweaty box room, and it was.
I loved it.
And we
One of the best
we
walked as well.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was really good.
What was the one that we did? We went somewhere else. Was it in Whitehaven?
Whitehaven, that was good.
That was a great little place. That.
yeah, Yellow Earl, a friend.
Yellow Earl.
Yeah. Me and Charlotte. We remember we came down there. It was great. That.
Some party in there.
Brilliant night.
Yeah. I mean,
that was a sweat box. That was.
It was.
I was going to say, I remember the next morning after that Maggie Bank show, me and Richie had texted and saying, look, we're going for breakfast on the Fish Quay. Do you fancy coming down? So you popped down and we had our breakfast, and we walked along to Tynemouth to go and grab a beer, and we were hanging out. And we walked along like people from round our way, I know, walked along the promenade past the Black Mittens, and you must have got stopped 4 or 5 times, and you were so nice with everybody. But I was thinking in my head, I couldn't be fucking arsed with this. But you were really good with everybody. But the funniest thing about it was I seen when we were going across the main road, Front Street in Tynemouth, if you remember rightly, we nearly got knocked over by a bus.
Yeah, I do.
Can you remember? And then
Someone put it on Twitter.
Somebody put it on Twitter. That's right. Richie goes, just seen
Sorry,
just flipping the V's at a bus.
I didn't know the bus story. I didn't know that one.
Yeah, don't ever try and run over a hungry hungover goose in the morning.
Right.
Yeah, no, good times, mate. Very, very good times. And again, without the opportunities that Shane Meadows and the risk that he took on me when I was a kid, I wouldn't have been able to do all these sorts of things. And yeah, man, but I it's all I've ever known, you know, people coming up to me in the streets and saying hello. And do you know what? It's like, it makes my days interesting. I get to meet so many people and I get to hear so many stories that it's weird. It's kind of, because when we went into the first lockdown, just in March last year or whatever it was, I was saying to Charlotte, I said, it's been 8 weeks, 9 weeks since anyone's come up to me and asked me for a photo. It's been, I've not had anybody speak to me or recognise me for so long. And then we went to Scarborough for fish and chips in the afternoon when all the restrictions was lowered. And I tell you what, this is a true story. I was Was we eating ice cream, Charlotte? Had we just eaten? We was going to find ice cream, and I shit you not, we were stood in a queue and loads of seagulls flew over and shat all over me. And just as I got shat on, some bloke come up to me and he went, "Fucking hell, it's just so-and-so." And I said, "Can I have a photo?" And I'm fucking covered in shit. And I thought, fucking hell, you pick your time here. It's been like 3 months, and now the first time I've entertained seagulls shit. But he bless him, he had a little girl, and they had some baby wipes, so I managed to clean myself up, right? But yeah, it's strange. Yeah, it's very strange. But I think it's always remember that it was good timing. Good timing.
Gotta love an emergency baby wipe, like, haven't you?
Yeah.
You know, the saviour.
Yeah.
Right, and Tommo, you've achieved a lot. You've done a lot of things. So do you have some standout crazy memories from over the years?
Well, I think that the nights in Shields are definitely up there, memories. But no, genuinely, I think that some of the best memories genuinely are from the DJing. And I fell into the DJing by accident as well. Vicky McClure, who played LOL in This Is England, she was supposed to do a DJ set somewhere in Leeds, and she couldn't do it. So she rang me and I said, "Oh, I've never done it before." She went, "It's fine, just turn up and look like you know what you're doing." And then slowly started to learn how to do it. And now I can manage an hour and a half, 2 hour set on my own easy. But yeah, man, I think that the memories that's given me, it's just all of them have been amazing. You know, I'm so lucky to be able to do that. But the people that I've met, the friends that I've made, it's just so much to count, really. I mean, it's just the opportunities that it's given me and my friends as well, and my family, like some of the things that we've been able to do because of it, and some of the people that we've been able to meet, it's just been incredible. I'm just trying to think of standout moments. I think the day that we got the phone call to say that we're going back to do more This Is England was incredible. And I remember the day I got the script. I was in Edinburgh. I was at the film festival for another job. I can't remember what it was. And I started reading the script to the first episode, and I just got so lost in it, and just the excitement of being working with all these people again. And I was 18 as well, and everyone was of age, so we just fucking partied for. I mean, literally, because we filmed it in Sheffield, and it was all set around there, so we basically got a key to the city. The whole cast and the crew, we could just go anywhere we wanted, and we just like I was on FaceTime to Michael Socko, who plays Harvey. And this was earlier on, and we were just saying about some of the situations we found ourselves in. Like, honestly, it's just mind-blowing, the things that we got to do, and the people that we got to meet, and the parties that we went to. And
speaking about you meeting people, I'm sure I've seen something about you meeting Ian Brown at one point.
Well, Ian Brown was in This Is England.
That's right.
Is that right?
This Is England 6, yeah. So he came down for a few days and he stayed in our flats, and we just sat and got high with Ian Brown for like, which was brilliant. I mean, I don't smoke weed anymore. I used to when I was a kid, but I can't handle it anymore. But and I mean, I never really did. I just did it showing off, really. But yeah, I mean, that's cool. We were all wrestling each other, Ian Brown and stuff. So. Yeah, we loved it, man. Yeah, some of the highlights, you know, it's just been so lucky. I mean, you know, I've had a pint with Noel Gallagher, which was
really
a massive highlight.
Amazing.
Yeah, but it's before I really knew who he was properly. I obviously knew who Oasis was, but I remember looking at my dad, and my dad just stood there like with me. I was just waffling along. Yeah, but no, yeah, some of the situations I found myself in, you know, have just been mind blowing, really.
Brilliant, man. Are you expecting another phone call anytime soon?
About another This Is England?
Yeah.
Not that I know of, mate. No. It's kind of like everyone's so busy off doing their own things now, and I know Shane's working on a few other things at the minute. So, and I don't know. I think we left it in a very good place at the end of 90. So I don't know. I mean, it'd be a good place to leave it, but I mean, I'm sure Shane, if he wrote another one, it'd be equally as good, if not better. So because we've all come on in leaps and bounds in our own personal lives, and the things that we've learned, and the way that we present ourselves now as actors. Because at the end of the day, we've all got mortgages and families and stuff to look after now. So we have to take it a little bit more serious. So I don't know how that'd be, how that'd look on screen, because part of the magic of This Is England is the fact that we're all out getting fucked all the time. and it just looks so genuine on screen. So I don't know how it'd look now for a new series. But
You've grown up with it as well, though, haven't you? You know.
Yeah,
you've
definitely.
sort of evolved. All of you have evolved.
Yeah, and as actors and as people as well, and as friends, you know, like I said, I was on FaceTime to Mike Soccer earlier on for 2 hours, and I play on Call of Duty most nights with Andy Ellis, who plays Gadget, and speak to Vicky McClure and Steve. So we've all grown up together as family. So
am I right? Am I right in thinking that you all still call each other from your on-screen names?
Not really. I mean,
I'm sure I heard that somewhere. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, we used to, and it was only until recently I stopped calling Andy Ellis Gadget because we do our own podcast called Overrated Everything. If anyone wants to check it out, it was weird that because one of the things we said from very early on is we don't want it to be a This Is England podcast because at the end of the day I'm Thomas Turgoose the actor and he's Andy Ellis the actor and. You know, just so happens that we did This Is England together, but that's not what the podcast is. Yeah. So I had to get out the habit of calling him Gadget on the podcast. So now I call him Andy. I'm into the habit of calling him that now because we didn't want to sell it. You know, we've had sponsors coming in saying, can we sell it as a This Is England podcast, blah, blah, blah. And we've said, that's not what we want. That's not what we started for. So, as much as we love This Is England, we're super proud of it, but we just wanted something else aside from it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, with regards to the podcast, because I really, really enjoyed the podcast, and I don't think you've done an episode of your podcast for about 4 or 5 months now. Are you going to be doing any more? Or
well, we want to, but we didn't want to keep doing the Zoom ones because we get sometimes our chats get very, very deep, and it's strange to do this. We sort of rely on people being honest, being open and comfortable on the podcast, and it can get a bit tough doing this over Zoom, and you know, it's kind of people aren't in work mode at the minute either. You know, we get a lot of press, but they're not really in work mode, and we found that we was talking about lockdown a lot, and that's what we wanted to do. So we just figured we'll leave it off a little bit, and then hopefully we can get back into people's houses and maybe get a few of the old guests on that we did on Zoom to sort of see the difference.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I think the last one I watched was with Adam Richman from Man vs. Food. That was great.
Adam Richman.
How did that come about, mate? Because
he's a mate of mine.
On the other side of the pond.
Yeah, he's really random. He's a mate of mine. So he's a Grimsby Town fan, which is the most fun thing. So I did Celebrity Juice with Adam. And we went out after. We had a good laugh, got on with him really well. We had a lot in common in terms of football. And we went out in London after. We went to the Groucho and got fucking steaming. And we just stayed in touch. And then I bumped into him in Bangkok. I was in Thailand with Charlotte. And I bumped into him in down Bangla Road, or not Bangla, wherever it is we was. I was like, this is fucking random. And then we just stayed in touch. And we ping each other text every now and then. And then he said very early on that he wanted to come on and do it. So we managed to get him on, which is a bit weird.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He was really good. Actually, he was very he knew everything. He knew everybody's name. He knew every street name he'd been to, the name of the restaurant, the name of the chef.
Yeah.
He was really like articulate when it came to stuff like that. And I was like, he's
got a great memory.
In London,
Well, I guess that's what his livelihood is. His restaurant and food and going to these places. I guess, you know, I like to think that if I watch a film, I can tell you the actor and what they've been in and blah blah blah. And you guys would be the same with your music. You know, who's written this? You know, sang that when it was. So that's sort of his forte, really, isn't it? It's but yeah, it's. I mean, if you ever want good restaurant recommendations, I think he's the man for it.
Yeah, definitely.
You was a chef. He walked in, you'd shit yourself, wouldn't you? Oh my god!
Definitely.
So
I was just wondering.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Richard.
I was just wondering if you have any new music hot tips.
Any new
bands or yeah.
I mean, at the minute, it's. I mean, I'm obsessed with a band called Rats from Liverpool.
Yeah, we love them. We love Rats.
They're really good.
Yeah, so I'm well into them at the minute. I mean,
I was actually chatting with their manager on email about a few shows. Them coming to Newcastle for a couple of shows.
We want to get them on.
If you get them on, let me know. I keep saying to Charlotte, like, one of the first gigs that I'll be going to is to one of his gigs, their gigs.
Yeah,
I think it's brilliant. Who else? There's a guy called Louis Dunford. Louis Dunford.
All right.
His mum's an actress. She's I can't remember. You'll know who his mum is, but it's spelled Louis Dunford.
All right. Okay.
He's brilliant. Who else is there? There's loads of really cool people at the minute. Still
It's a good scene at the moment.
Bang on the Sherlocks. I love them at the minute.
That's right. I think last time
really good.
I think you chose some songs to one of our DJ sets in lockdown. The Sherlocks were on.
Yeah,
there.
I really like Sherlock. So man, there's plenty of good, but I'm obviously still all about the classics. Like the Stone Roses. I'd not listened to them for a while, and then I was driving the other day, and one of them came on Radio X. I think it was Waterfall or something. And it's just windows open, full blast. It's so good.
Arms in the air.
Yeah, until you fucking plow into the back of someone. Yeah, man. Yeah. Imagine a life without music. It'd be a boring place.
No,
it's very boring.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're just like straight away. No, I'm not imagining that. Don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know Neil and Fishman and Richie. I wouldn't know you if it wasn't for music, and it's amazing. And I cannot wait until we get ourselves back out and go and watch some live music.
I can't wait. Yeah,
I think that's the only thing I've actively missed is like the pubs. I haven't really missed. I mean, if you said to me now, do you want to go out on a piss? I'd buzz off it. But I mean, my mates, I've missed them obviously, but I feel like I've missed live music and going to gigs. And putting your arm around random people and singing along. Oh, it's just so special. I was very lucky that last year I got to go to so many good gigs last year. But yeah, it's just not last year, obviously the year before we went into lockdown. Because I was living in Manchester on a job. I was there for 9 months. So I got to go to so many cool gigs and meet some cool people. And yeah, man, I think that's what live music is. It's so special, music. It's the first thing I'll do with my kids, as we get older. I think the first thing I'll do is encourage them to go into festivals and go into gigs and get into music, because it's so important, man. It can just sort you out in so many ways.
Yeah,
without a doubt. So what have you got planned for the future? Got anything in the pipeline?
Well, at the minute, mate, during lockdown, I'm just getting very, very good at Call of Duty. I'm getting fucking good.
Online?
Yeah, I'm playing that Warzone at the minute. I'm playing that a bit, playing a lot of Ultimate Team. What have I got planned in the future? I've just shared the trailer today on my Instagram.
I saw that. Yeah.
For a series called Intergalactic, which is an 8-part Sky One series. It's a drama set in outer space. So yeah, I mean that's coming out in maybe April. I think they're still waiting for the release of that.
Yeah.
Creation stories.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah,
we've actually got Alan McGee lined up.
Is he coming on, is he? Yeah, he's quality. I love the man to bits. He came on ours. I love him to bits. Yeah, he's just straight. There's no bullshit. Sometimes some of the things he said in the podcast, we was like, oh fucking hell. But I mean, he's quality, and that's why people love him. So Creation Stories, which is obviously the Alan McGee story, which me and Charlotte, we went to London. God, I can't tell you when it was. I couldn't tell you. Can't remember. But we watched. Had a cast and crew screening of the film, and we fucking laughed our heads off, man. It's so good.
So it's all wrapped up now. Is it?
Sorry.
Is it all wrapped up now and finished? Yeah.
It's all finished now. So we saw it last summer sometime in between the COVID restrictions. But I think I spoke to Alan briefly last night. I hope they're open for March, I think.
Yeah, that's right. Very excited about that.
Yeah, I can't wait for people to see it. And it's something totally different to me as well.
Yeah,
it's like the character I play, totally different to anything I've done before. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Nice one, man. Well, cool.
Nice
well, Tommo, thank you very much for joining us.
Nice one.
Cheers, mate.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Nice one, boys. All the best for the podcast. Let me know if I can do it else.
Thanks very much,
mate. Lovely to have you.
Man.
Yeah, you take care.
Hopefully next time we'll see you, it'll be in real life, and we'll have a beer.
With a pint.
Yeah. Or a non-alcoholic beer in John's case.
See you later. Thank you very much.
Nice one.
Cheers,
Take care, Tommo.
Take care.
Thanks for coming on. Cheers, man.